Pulp crazy. I went into House of the Dragon with very low expectations. I didn't read a whole lot about it online, didn't read any real pre-release stuff. I could tell that it was about House Targaryen at some point in the past, but I didn't really look into it too much to see what era was being featured, who the characters were, anything like that. I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised when they chose the era of Prince Elric of Melna Benet in his Black Blade, Stormbringer. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Prince Daemon of House Targaryen in his blade, Dark Sister. I think there's definitely a Michael Moorcock and Michael Whalen influence on the character design there, especially when it comes to the armor Prince Daemon was wearing throughout the episode. Now, I'm not the biggest Game of Thrones fan out there. I've seen all the episodes, read all the Song of Ice and Fire novels that have come out so far, read one of the Dunk and Egg stories. I did kind of flip my way through and read various pages in the World of Ice and Fire source book that was published a while back. That was a pretty interesting source book. It was written in an in-universe style from the point of view of one of the Maesters. And if you're not familiar with the Maesters, they're an order of scholars. When it became obvious that the series wasn't going to be finished, I kind of backed off on reading all the extra releases that came out. If Martin is able to release The Winds of Winter, I'll certainly read it. I loved all the other books that he's written, but given the timetable that's happening, his schedule, how many TV shows he's involved with, including this one, I just don't see that happening at this point. But I don't begrudge him that at all, by the way, because he's the modern day, H. Rider Haggard, Edgar Rice Burroughs, Robert E. Howard, you name it. If those guys were alive today, they would be involved in TV and they would not be writing prose fiction. Back during the Victorian era and the pulp era, the masses obtained their entertainment from reading books. And in our modern era here in the 2020s, the masses obtain their entertainment from streaming services. So it's just the natural progression of the role of a storyteller in our society, world, what have you. And I think this was a good call revolving House of the Dragon around Prince Daemon, because out of all the sections in the World of Ice and Fire that I read, the events surrounding him really caught my interest. So this was a great choice, and I really liked the first episode. I'll definitely be watching every week. The acting was great. The production values, oh my god, the production values. This is cinematic quality. HBOMAX really spent some money on this, and it shows. This looked like, the jousting scenes looked right out of A Knight's Tale, and I would say even better. The melee scenes looked right out of The Duelist. This was a great first episode. My only regret is, after reading about Prince Daemon in this era in the World of Ice and Fire, I kind of have an idea of where this is going. It's been a while, so my recall isn't the best, but I almost wish I hadn't read any of the source material at this point, to be honest, because I think we're in for one heck of an interesting series here, and it would be great to go into it fresh. But I'm definitely on board for this, and I'm looking forward to next week's episode. Pulp Crazy is located at pulpcrazy.com. I'm facebook.com/pulpcrazy, and I'm at pulpcrazy on Twitter and Instagram.